Hey everyone, so this is an update on my giant worldwide album that I've been working on for many months since I last did an update video. I put a lot of money and time into this thing at this point, so, well, you get it. I'm proud to show it. I love it. Anyways, it's bulging, and believe it or not, I actually struggle to get these clasps on there, especially the center one. Whew, look at the tension on that bad boy. So it's grown since last we've seen it. Now I've already gone over the beginning part of this album. I'm actually going to turn my ISO down a little bit. See, let me turn it back up. Sorry guys. Okay, so I've added in like little itty bitty stuff here and there, you know, just random British Guiana stamps across the front here. There was only a few on this page, I think, on the side, except for that number 7, of course, yeah, I think I only had like this much on there to this guy. So I've added in a few extras. They're cool. And I can't remember, I probably already had the map with information. I think I did. So yeah, I've just kind of added in some additional stamps in the meantime. Now, I will say that I don't think I've really done anything extra with these sheets. So, we've already seen these. If you wanted to see these, you know, in their entirety and have me explain it, then I would watch the first video. I'll provide a link at the end of this video. You know, I gotta go through some of these covers, even though I didn't go through all of them. I'm gonna skip over these. There's just enough that I've done that we don't really need to see these so badly. So let me browse through, and we'll kind of get back to where we were. Now, I did actually end up adding some additional family covers in this section here. Anyways, I did go over this last time. This was my father's section here. Haven't done anything additional to this. And again, just like last video, sorry for the glare on the plastic on these pages. Unfortunately, I need it to be lit for a good video, and it creates a glare, so go figure. So anyway, there's Dad's stuff. Now, this will pick up off of where I was last time, in a sense, because I'd only completed, I believe, this top couple of rows. I have since added a whole bunch of different stamps. I know I had these, and oops, sorry, and so anyways, this whole section in this binder here, this is all just stamps that I like, that I think are cool. So I can't remember where I had ended. I know that I had that British stamp there, but maybe these. But anyways, let me just give you a look through of these extra stamps I've added. Some old Dutch stamps. This is German occupation. Believe it or not, actually, I should have put that in my Germany section, but there really was no rhyme or reason to this. This was just whatever I wanted. I put them in here. Although I will say, I was kind of thinking that I just didn't want any of these to really have like a 25-cent catalog value. Okay, actually, come to think of it, I think I already had it up to there. Oh yeah, okay, so I've added in these Canadian stamps, and I did already have this Beethoven sheet, this Otto Hahn stuff, so you guys have seen all that. Now let me plop my ass down here. So we'll start here. Cool Canadian stamp. I think that has something to do with a play or something like that. I just thought it was a cool looking stamp. Another Canadian stamp. More Canadian stamps, period. Didn't catalog those. Number 14 here. Wow, $90 cat. So that one's an older one, number 14, with Victoria's portrait. These are also older. I'm pretty sure that you guys haven't seen these yet, so these will be all stuff that I've added in here. A bunch of yellow Victorias, some orange. We got some King George V, King Edward VII stamps. That's a pretty cool old Canadian stamp there, Nova Scotia stamp from 1860 to 63. I definitely like that one. Let's see, here we go. So this is C1. This is Canada. Canada's first airmail. Yes, I've been drinking already, if you guys are wondering. So that's why I'm not sure how sloppy I'll be with this, but I'm going for it. That's a nice bullseye cancel on a C3. We have the revenue stamp, right? Vortex. Yeah, those are cool. Registered mail stamp. Another registered mail, higher denom. These are postage dues. I can't remember if these came from Carrie's collection. They may have. I have a feeling that they did, actually. Canada postage. Maybe not. I just can't remember. E2, right? Okay. Special delivery, that's right. We've got excise stamps. I've had a couple subscribers mention that you can go find catalogs online and look these up and really value them. I haven't bothered. I just think they're cool old stamps. Actually, I'm pretty confident now these are Carrie stamps. Lost stamp, right? Punched out. Damaged, though. Special delivery. Prince and Princess of Wales, 1908. $8 cat purse stamp. And we have here number 88. Cool. So these are old Canadian stamps. Number 17B, 140 cat value. That's not bad. Perfs are cut off, though. Right. So as you look at the right side there, you can see with the remnants of perfs. Why cut the perfs off? Whoever you were, why? Old Queen Victoria, 38. Number 39. Number 34. Next to a much larger number 42. And I put the little arrows, you know, so that you can see like what stamp the description is for, at least for the most part. Number 46. So both of those are 1893. 46 and 47. 46 is a $4 cat as opposed to 47 having an $85 cat. Wow. Quite a difference. 66, 2250. So, cool old Canadian stamps. Now, let's see. I can't remember. I don't think that I had a whole lot on this page before. So let me go through these. This is a cool sheet that I do like. It's a specimen sheet, supposedly, right? Number 2422. Where's this from? New South Wales. Okay, Australia. $10 cat. I don't think, right, yeah. The sheet's not perfect. It's damaged, but then we have this big old London stamp. I just like this guy, even though it does have a high cat. Everything's not about the value. It's just, I did, pretty much when I do these things, I try to put the cat number, the year, the cat value, and you'll see as we get going that kind of things have sort of changed as I got going. I ended up kind of putting like what I actually paid for the stamps. Now, of course, if I didn't buy these individually, I won't list what I actually paid for them. I'm pretty sure I did find most of these just in my collections that I bought. 726A untagged. Okay, Canada. So yeah, just kind of whatever I liked, whatever I felt like putting. I've been naturally filling this thing out bit by bit. I do like that stamp. A subscriber keyed me into that one. There's an American Buffalo stamp. I like a cancel. Canada, right? 1898. That's older. Number 86. Number 91. Hong Kong. Number 217 from 62. We have here Canada. Number 135. Bahamas, a 10 shilling from 65. We kind of move to the side a little here. Guyana, I thought that one was interesting because it did have a $50 face value, which is kind of high, but it's only a few bucks, cat, you know, no big deal. I just like that stamp right there from Portugal. So there's actually a 25-cent catalog value stamp. But yeah, like I was saying, it's really not about the values. That's a really cool old, what seems to be a postage due from Guatemala, and I guess I just couldn't figure it out. As I look at it even right now, I'm thinking, really? I couldn't figure that out? Well, I tried, I guarantee that, so I must have said I'm going to cut my losses here. Made enough effort, I'm done. I like these Bahamas ones, these kind of gold foil. So, let's talk about, well, let's finish these off first. So, some Russian stamps. I just like those, actually. I like the size, I like the design. Let's see, so this is a 10 shilling, right? Let me take a look here. Yeah, 10 shilling. Number 288, 51, British. Let's see, we did that. So here's number 98. Got number 92. Number 94. Okay, this is a cool postage due block of 4. That's definitely US. I actually bothered to put the snippet in. That's from this Belgian stamp, 729. Give a little explanation there. We're trying to stand up. Okay, so Belgium, yeah, from 58. So these actually, this kind of top corner here of this page, I try to get unique stamps. So these are Austrian stamps. These are actual postage stamps, valid for postage, made of actual embroidered material here. So I, when you see this, 11 bucks. That should be what I paid. Right? Okay, so yeah, I paid 11 bucks for both. Special embroidered stamps, I say. And yeah, I mean, those are unique stamps. They're literally embroidered material. They're beautiful. They're awesome. I love those stamps. And we'll move on to, actually, this is a recent find from a recent video, right? China, number 13. This is a rare stamp. I mean, it's, you don't see these every day. From 1888, $60 cat. And number 86. And that's the dragon. Both of these are dragons, but that was their first release, design release, I do believe. So, cool old China stamps. Now this guy, Portugal, $29.71 from 07. It's made of actual real cork. The cat at $8 a piece. I did actually end up buying a bunch of these. I bought some singles, I bought some pairs. I just really love that it's actual cork. That is so cool. And yeah, that was, I don't know, I guess I just had some idea. I was like, let me try to put some like unique stamps in this corner of the page. Whatever. Okay, now this one, this is actually made of polyethylene, like the same material they'd actually make a soccer ball out of. And it's a thick stamp, soccer ball material, actual soccer ball material, right? I paid $5. Now I actually went back, it's damaged. I went back and forth with this guy. His glassine, he used like an old kind of yellowed glassine, and it totally stuck to the surface of this. That pissed me off. I told him, hey, you sent me a stamp that stuck to the glassine, and through my best efforts, I couldn't get it all off, and I pulled some of the stamp off trying to remove it from the glassine. Anyways, of course, I'm the first guy that he's ever had that problem with, and he sold a whole bunch of them and blah, blah, blah. Well, I was like, dude, think about using polypropylene next time, okay? Because you screwed up my stamp. Anyways, that was actually pretty annoying. Acting like I'm the first in the whole freaking world. That's okay. Alright. So, parcel post stamp. Right? What is that? Persia. I love that. I just love this whole Persian series. I happen to have a whole complete set. Let me switch hands here. Of Persian stamps. Okay, this is India. This is cool, right? Number 338. I like the slogan cancel on that guy. This is, I do believe, yeah, China. It's cool. It's probably a bull statue or something like that from 1949. Iceland. A couple of random Iceland stamps. Belgium. Then a big old Belgium here. And another Belgium. That one's been never hinged. So that'll do it for my back. That'll do it for kind of the random stamps I've littered around this page. Now, these ones I actually have listed on my store in Hip Stamp because I had several duplicates of these, and these are pretty cool. Let me tilt this so you can get no glare. Where are these from? Bahamas, right? So these are cool kind of sous sheets from the Bahamas, and I ended up just putting these on here. Now I did actually put obviously duplicates, but I can't even honestly remember why I bothered. I was like, oh, what the hell? Maybe I don't have these listed in my store, come to think of it. I don't know. I just can't remember. But for whatever reason, I put actual duplicates on there. So anyways, some cool Bahamas sous sheets. And I do like this whole kind of section here. It's just randomness, different stamps from all over that I like for whatever reason, you know, whatever. I love that Otto Hahn stamp. That's still one of my favorites. So here's the Hitler Nazi section that I went through last time. So I haven't really done anything on these pages. There's really no reason to go through it more. I went through that pretty in depth on my last video. Now I have continued it on. It has grown. I can't remember. I don't think last video I had these. These are contributions from Daniel Stay Marie. He's one of my better subscribers. I definitely appreciate it, Daniel. He sent me all of these. I drew some crappy pencil line here and said that these are my stamps underneath, but I can't remember if I showed these before. I don't think so. But yeah, these are all from Daniel. Oh no, yeah, I think I did share these. So anyways, I still appreciate it, Daniel. It's a lovely little section that you helped me make. Yeah, I recently rewatched my other video to try and remember where I left off with stuff. So I do believe I had already acquired those from Daniel. Now, I had a couple of these covers already as well. I believe I had this one and this one. I had one to the point where, I put it upside down. So I think everything after this here is actually new additions. So anyway, this is a semi-postal number B216, $24 cat, big old block, horizontal block. This one's pretty cool. I like this Nazi cover, official mail stamp, right? That one. And they have some kind of triangle cut off. When you flip them over, I do have the explanation. Old collectible cover, 39 envelope, stamps from Nazi Germany to Strasbourg. Okay. Well, cool cover. I definitely like it. I like the triangular stamps. There's another one on this one as well, with 3 Hitler heads. This is a postcard, it looks like, and it would have been probably a 2-piece postcard. You can see the perforations where it was ripped off. What's it say? Old collectible cover, 42. Envelope with stamps from Nazi Germany, pretty much. Yep. Now this one I just thought the postmark was killer. Look at that. 31. Now, let's see what this says. Okay. 1931. Fancy cancel. From Kentucky, Casey County, swastika symbol, 31 fancy cancel until usurped by the Nazis. It was used as a symbol of good luck. Right. So, right, 31. I think this was actually before Hitler. So this isn't actually indicating Nazi. This just means hope. This is what that means. Or good luck. Okay, good luck. Sorry. So, yeah, anyways, I mean, I put it in here even though it's not truly a Nazi cover. I just thought it was cool. I mean, it's a swastika over it. Okay, so these first two are real photo postcards that are actual Nazi postcards. and RPPCs. So that's cool. I like these. This guy, and we'll see the scene there. Pretty cool. And yeah, there's our stamp 41. Okay, so this is another one here. Let's take a look at this. So I would have to translate it, but yeah, definitely Nazi. See the swastika there. Canceled 38, I think, yeah. Brazil, 1940, World War II, dual sensor cover, censored Germany. You'll notice, yeah, dual sensor. There's one sensor, there's another. Brazilian stamps. Man, look at all the ink marks on the back there. That's awesome. Love this stuff. It's just cool. Let's see. Providence, Rhode Island. This one's definitely a censored cover. What's it say? Germany cover, British censorship. Sorry, 1947. Yeah. Okay, well, it's censored. This one actually, I don't flip up or anything. Okay, time to sit back down. Ugh. Right. How about a little sippy poo of a white wine? Okay. So another cover here. Houston, Texas, 1940 cancel. Right, this one, there's some stuff going on. Okay, so Nazi censored cover, originally sent to Amsterdam but rerouted to Texas for an insufficient address. And you can see the address insufficient. I think I already had this in my collection, and I stole it from another album, realizing that it was totally applicable to put it in here. And so that's a pretty cool cover. I do like that cover. Rerouted, huh? Okay, this is actually a recent edition. I might have put this in a day ago. Ireland. No. Swedish cover, sorry. Censored. I guess sent to Ireland. Dublin. So that one's actually not a complete cover. That's like half a cover. It's pretty thin. You know, they don't have both sides of the envelope. Actually, maybe I'm wrong. No. I go back and forth. Nope, this one's a complete cover. Okay, sorry. I have literally covers in my mind that I've gone through that just make it blurry for me. I get confused. That's a complete cover. Okay. So anyways, I did want to mention last time, I called these vertical strips. Well, they're horizontal strips, dude. I was just looking in this album the other day, like, why did I put these this way? Why did I put them vertically? Well, I think what my brain had a brain fart, and these are vertical strip pages, but it was the only thing I had that could house these strips properly, when in reality I really should have put them in the album the other way. Well, I didn't, so they're in the album this way, and that's how they're gonna stay. I almost started to try and rip up this one, and it was like, maybe I can reposition these properly. What was I thinking? Also, the words are the correct orientation there, but I don't know why I just didn't give enough attention to the stamps. Anyway, side note, you know, hey, what are you gonna do? I try. So yeah, Nazi Germany. Now this should all actually be new editions. So Stamp Collector 04 on YouTube, one of my subscribers sent me these. Thanks again, man. It's nice of you to do that. All of these are contributions from him. I did end up sending him some stamps back as a thank you. And yeah, all these German stamps are just super cool. I did bother to catalog them all. And actually, all of his stamps are from here and above. I did draw a line, and I said these are all more of my stamps below. So this is Stamp Collector 04's section. That's your contribution to my album. And again, thank you. I really do appreciate it. That's nice of you. And so back to more of my stamps that I put in. I was missing a bunch of Nazi stamps that I knew I had, and I couldn't find them. Well, I ended up finding them, thank God. And so these are them. And I've bothered to put them in here and cat them. Okay, these are all. So yeah, these are all occupation stamps. These are Russian occupation stamps. You'll notice the overprint, Ostland. So Ostland and Ukraine, actually. Let me give you a zoom in, right? Ukraine. So, what do I say here? Russia. Issued under German occupation for use in Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, all hinged and flawed on the backside. 1941 to 43. And that covers this whole section here. So these are all Russian occupation stamps. Those are cool. And then here are stamps of Poland, surcharged, 1940. I do like these. As I look at them, I went through a little bit of confusion in the catalog. This is one of those series where, this one here, they show you the image design, and they have different designs on different denoms, right? So it's not the same design on each stamp, and that kind of threw me off a little bit. See, it changes and it changes and it changes. Anyways, I just simply remember, I was watching G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but while I was cataloging and figuring these out, what's her name? The woman that did striptease. I can't remember, whatever. So anyways, yeah, I had a little trouble cataloging those, but here's a random semi-postal from 1940. This is Poland, 1940 to 41. So those are cool. Continued on the next page. So that series continues on over here. So yeah, these are all German occupation of Poland. Now I think that I messed up when I was building this, and I actually accidentally got confused. Right, I think I confused this guy with this guy, and had that there, and then realized I was wrong. I was like, crap, and I already put the mount on, so I had to buy the one that I had miscatalogued to fill the space. But yeah, anyway, I do like how it ended up. And then we have this whole 1941 to 43 kind of larger Hitler heads here. This one's damaged, unfortunately. Sorry for my camera work, guys. Still, even last video, I was like, I'm not sure how to video this right, and I'm still kind of not sure, but hopefully this is a little better than the last video. So yeah, these are cool. 41 to 44, right? Semi-postals here. Another semi-postal mint hinged. And then I'll just run down the center here, and then we'll go to the sides real quick. So more semi-postals. Occupation rural delivery stamps from 40. Official stamps. And then over here we have some more semi-postals, 1944. These are 43 official stamps. Nice little strips. I do like these. These have kind of a raised center. Semi-postals. Those are cool. And then we have these little itty bitty official stamps. Super tiny little guys. And yeah, that does it for my German section. Pretty much all together. I'm happy with it. I think at this point I decided to stop, not only because I just simply don't have any more that I found. I haven't really gone crazy searching, but I haven't found any more Nazi stuff, in my collection that I own currently that I'm aware of. So I kind of called it quits here. If I do end up finding extra stuff, I mean, I still have some space. I'm not going to erase that. I can add in some extra stuff, but I think that I called it quits here on this section. Considering I do have the other pages. So this is a fairly large Nazi section in this book. So like 6 total pages. And anyways, I do find the Nazi stuff intriguing. And so now we're going to move over to this next page here, which is all animals. Now what I'm going to do is, right now I'm making beef stroganoff. It's my favorite recipe that I just found for beef stroganoff. I have to go stir it. I'm going to have a shot and maybe a sip of wine, and then we're going to continue on. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I ended up getting sidetracked, laundry, all this other crap. In case you guys are wondering why I was drinking wine and then drinking vodka, well, when I was cooking, it called for wine, so I used most of the wine, switched to drinking the leftovers. Now I'm back to vodka. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, stamps. So this is my massive animal section that I've made in this binder. Now I've spent actually a good bit of time building this section. I'm not going to go over every individual stamp or anything, but I think I'll just show you if the glare would cooperate, all of the different pretty animals. Yeah, for a while there I was just trying to collect out of anything I was searching through in my collection, any kind of neat animal stamps. Actually, I really like that one. I like the turtles. Now, I know this isn't, I don't know, I guess it is an animal, right? But I love the Triceratops. And there's like, these are all from completely different countries. Now, down here, let's see, this is actually a complete set. Numbers 358 to 72 from Cameroon. This is actually a whole set here of these animals, and I do like them. The favorite is actually I think the set starts here and goes down, but I was going to say my favorite is this guy. I've always liked this stamp, even though it's probably not part of that set. I just love that stamp. This one is obviously overprinted, but I think that's a sweet stamp. I love that. I like this one too. Actually, I like this one and this one. I love all these stamps. They're cool. Bunch of different stamps, and just to kind of give you a little bit more of a close-up, I'll just kind of breeze through. I like the colors on these. I love this whale. I like the shark. These are all pairs of Barbuda stamps here, and I just really like them. Yeah, anyways, I love these animals, right? All of these are pairs. These are cool. Even these ones on the side. Bunch of pairs. So yeah, just a big slew of animals. Now on here, I think that, yeah, right. So I have kind of like a larger Canadian section here. But so you can see they're mixed too. They're not just Canadian, but they're lionfish. The moose, right? Looks like an ox or something. There's a goat, billy goat, right? Polar bear, grizzly. Those are cool. So yeah, kind of Canadian section right there. And some birds, and yeah, pretty much anything that I came across. I was like, oh, what the hell? If it's an animal, I'll put it in here. Then we have this big old whale stamp, which I do love. I'm a big fan of that. That's an awesome stamp. That's number 2405 from 2010. A bunch of birds. These are cool. Old Newfoundland moose stamps. There's that one I love. Actually, I like that color scheme there a little bit more. I love this one too. Now, I mean, this isn't a real animal, but I actually I wrote, it's one of my favorite stamps. I love the design on that stamp. That is an awesome looking bird. I just really like that stamp. So it goes in the section. There's a British Columbian stamp there. And then on this page, I ended up doing actual Vario pages in here. And I did this, there's a bunch of pages here, a lot more animals. Sorry, some are Sue sheets. That's actually a recent find from, I think, Carrie's collection. And then this is all just a bunch of random stuff that I've come across. These are awesome looking. I love these fish. Look at this guy. Look at that silly looking face. That is awesome. This is Sharjah and Dependencies, this block. Pretty cool dogs. I mean, I love all these. And yeah, I put them in here. I double taped them on both sides at the seam here so that you can just fold them like a book. Or turn the page like a book, sorry. So let's just run through. I love the dog Sue sheet. That's awesome. Let me take a look at it. Where's it from? Pyongyang. DPR of Korea. Okay. Korean stamp there. Alright, this must be the year of the rat. USA. And some Russian block. And a cool bird. And then it might be a little sloppy for you guys to see since I used clear pages, but you know, here's a bunch of different pages. Cool animals, right? USA, I love those. I love the fish, the goldfish. And yeah, there's just all these different animals. Kind of topical approach to this section, which I usually don't do topical stuff, but I ended up, and I like these clear pages because you can see the back, for one thing, just to mention. But yeah, I did end up kind of just going topical. I was like, oh, what should I do on this next pages in this album? I said, let's go topical and let's go animals. So this is what I've got on here. These are cool. I like that guy standing proud with his chest out. Yeah, a bunch of different animals. Releases from all over the world. Yeah. Awesome. Obviously, most everything is hinged, right? Although I do have some mint never hinged in the back of this kind of page section here. Bhutan. Look at all these. These are just fun to look at. These are cool, and I feel like a kid would actually like this as well. And it's funny, you know, this is just the way it goes. Like, it's so easy to just show you guys this, but this took a long time. This took a long time to make just these 2 pages of animals. You know, put all the stamps in here, and this wasn't some piece of cake. Although the nice thing about this section, which I decided to myself, was I'm not going to catalog everything. Obviously, I haven't cataloged anything up to this point, although you're about to see I did catalog some. So this kind of made it easier to me. When you don't actually catalog things, of course, it makes it easier. It's like, oh, you're telling me all I got to do, this is a double-sided, all I got to do is just put the stamps in the page? It's almost like cheating. This is actually the extent that some people take stamp collecting. They just like to look at the stamps. That's perfectly fine, right? Why not? Just enjoy them. Look at all these cool sea creatures here. I like the cows at the top as well. These are awesome. These are very pretty. Republic of Maldives. Different signs, right? Capricorn, Aquarius, all this stuff. Those are pretty stamps. What we got next? Malawi. Okay, so I did actually catalog these. And a lot of these should be complete sets. Yeah, that's kind of the reason. I was like, yeah, These cool insects. Even though insects may not be animals, I ended up putting them in here. Look at these birds. That's a complete set, right? 4780 CAD for this complete set from 88 to 94 of birds. Malawi. These. More birds. Complete set. Must be Japan. Getting some lizards, snakes, and stuff. Complete set. These are semi-postals from Indonesia. Grenada. Another big whale stamp. I came across another one. I gotta sit down. Ay, hard to crouch like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, Brazil, seeing eye dog. I like this section. This is a cool section. With the Rottweilers. Oh no, that's not a Rottweiler, sorry. Has a Rottweiler color scheme on him. I don't think it's a Rottweiler though. It might be. I could be wrong. Anyways. Cool dogs. Some frogs and lizards and stuff. Complete set. This is a complete set. $275 for the Sioux sheet. Okay. $260 for the other stamps. Okay. Oopsie. So this is all, what was it? This Ajman, yeah. So this is a complete sets. Several of them. Now, they're very similar, but see, like this is. Okay, so I kind of like this here is a double arrow. This is all official mail. This set. That's a complete set. And this is official airmail. This whole row that has that additional, well, at least most of them have that additional kind of tab, the design, and the selvage. And this one is just straight up official mail, this set. And yeah, I actually came across quite a few of those. Now those Ajman sets, maybe not these ones with the extra selvage, but these Ajman sets, I have a buttload of those available at my store on Hip Stamp. So here's more. Animals. Animals. Like that one. That one's pretty cool. Canadian stamp. I like that. I like the colors and everything. Argentina, kind of long horizontal stamps. Those are cool. And yeah, I did catalog some of this stuff. Those are cool. I like all those. Here's more Ajma. Okay, so this is airmail. So see, no official. This is just plain old airmail and complete mint set. These are CTOs. These three. Little arrow. And Albania, right? I'm starting to get better at this stuff, guys. When I see the skip, whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, Albania. It's fresh in my mind still. This is that Russian set that I totally love. I just love those animals. They're awesome. Really nice detail. Okay, double-sided page. Now this is a complete unused set, so it's not perfect. Then that means there's must be some kind of flaws on the back or something. Probably gum disturbance or something. A bunch of different reptiles. These are semi-postals from Argentina. Oops, stay there. Semi-postals from Argentina, and a bunch of Polish horses, which are pretty cool. One random Fujiera duck stamp. Okay, we have Poland, a bunch of different dragonflies. Complete Mineral Hinge set of Polish dragonflies from '88. Okay. Then this is a complete set here with these animals from Poland. '86. Official mail from Tanzania, and this whole duck thing here. Complete mint set from '85, Poland. That's pretty cool. Republic de Côte d'Ivoire. Right there. Then, yeah, okay, I knew it. So actually, on a recent video, I was browsing through my Tubbo stamps, and I happened to cross this guy. I was like, yes, I'm stealing it. So yeah, there's a Canadian bear. Love that grizzly. That's an awesome stamp. Big old stamp. We have these guys here just hanging out. Like the seals, the skunk. And then what do we have? There's a complete set Minever Hinge pair, Mexico. Look at these ducks. And this also should be, I think, a complete set from Barbuda. Now, I actually have a whole bunch of Barbuda stuff in my store as well. I had a bunch of duplicates of this set. This set happened to have animals, so I made it on the page. And yeah, I think that that's going to do it for my animals section here. So, now, I have to go tend to my stroganoff, and I'm kind of tired, to be honest. So, I think I'm going to call it quits tonight and continue on with this video tomorrow. Anyways, we're going to skip right to tomorrow. Alright, it is 5:26 a.m. I'm up. Made myself a nice big cup of hot cocoa with some cacao butter in there. So, let me have a sip of this. Oh my god, that's delightful. Alright. Let's continue on. This is the next page. And what I've ended up doing is this will be, let me look at it again just to think about this. Complete sets is the theme of this next page. So, you know, I notice raising this up slightly gets rid of the glare. I'm going to put something on this book real quick to tilt it up, and then we're going to take a look at all these. Okay, so this first page kind of starts off with a bunch of Bahamas here, and everything has been cataloged appropriately, right? And the plan was everything is a complete mint set. I think that on both of these pages, there's actually one set that isn't complete because it's missing a stamp. I was like, ah, darn it. I put it in and I didn't realize that. Anyways, everything else, complete mint set. It's Bahamas, Silver Jubilees. More Bahamas here. What is that? Oh, right, Austria. So yeah, a kind of Bahamas-ish stuff up at the top, and then we move on to just a massive buttload of Austrian sets. And seems like the glare lingers regardless of what I do. So, awesome Winter Sports Olympics set, flower set. This is actually Australia here, peeking in real quick. A big long vertical set of Austria here. 1969 set that was. More Austria. Look at the look at the different machinery. That's awesome. Some kind of big rotor. So yeah, a bunch of different Austrian sets. And they're all complete. Mint, never hinged sets. At least that was the plan, right? So this is another one. These are airmail. And little Australia peeking in there again. This looks like it's just a 3-stamp set here from Austria. More Austria there. Over here, we end up with the Bahamas, or Barbuda, I'm sorry. Barbuda. I always love the little swirls and the selvage on this set. Barbuda has that kind of stuff going on in their selvages. See, there's some colored letters. Yeah, so these Barbuda sets are pretty nice. Nice maps. Christmas Australia here. More Barbuda. Yeah, 1981 set. And this is a 77 set from Australia. More Australia. More Australia. Okay, so a bit of Australia going on here. These are cool. And yeah, looks like so. I guess I just must have moved on to Australia. There's a Roo. There's no denying the Aussie influence here. Okay, so let's finish off. So I think this is probably the last Australian set there. Actually, next to this little set of two. And then this actually is a pretty cool one. Romania. These are old. This is numbers 53 to 59 from 1872. It is a complete set. It says it's Prince Carol. And 95 cat. Not bad. Yeah, I can't remember where I found these, but this is probably one of my more favorited sets on this page. I just like how old they are. I think that's neat. Look at this one, Tangier overprints on the first three, and then it switches to Morocco agencies. This is British Morocco, not complete. So this is the set that's not complete. So yeah, I put this on the page and then realized after the fact that it actually is not complete. I was like, oh darn it! I was so close. Yeah, it was just, you know, human error. What are you gonna do? Whoops. After I put it, I was like, I'm not gonna rip it off, so off the page, so whatever. So this is Queen Elizabeth here. Oh, there's another set of two Australian. Okay, this is a nice Austrian set. I do hate that glare. I'm so sorry, guys. But yeah, that's a sweet set from Austria. These are semi-postals from 47. Here's another Austrian set. Look at this guy's expression. Not a happy camper. These are also semi-postals. 47 set. And this is a little set of three. We have this set. This set is 1947 as well. So these are all about the same time period. And just kind of older Austrian sets. Here's Southern Rhodesia. And we have this final Austrian set here. Pretty cool. I like these. And so these are all semi-postals from 64, this whole bottom strip. So yeah, that was the approach to this whole section here. A bunch of complete mint sets. And I did more of that, I'm pretty sure. But this was the first 2 pages where I actually did complete mint sets. Okay, heavy page, I'm going to have to put you down. So the next page is going to be some covers. And I've lined these pages with some pretty cool covers. Now, I just want to take a second because I love this drink, and I just want to mention it, guys. Hot cacao. Now, we've all heard of cocoa, right? Nice cup of hot cocoa. Well, cocoa is cacao that's been roasted. And when you roast cacao, you kill a lot of the nutritional benefits of cacao. So, I always get raw, organic cacao powder. And then to make that drink, I use maple syrup, cinnamon, and cacao butter. And basically hot water, and bam. Anyway, that's one of my favorite morning drinks. I love that drink, and I just wanted to mention that. I actually love hot cocoa, and I love cocoa powder, that deep flavor since it's been roasted. But if you guys didn't know, yeah, it kills all the nutrients, so it's just like flavored powder, in my opinion. Anyways, back to stamps. So yeah, a bunch of covers. This is the second cover section, let's say, on this in this book. There's a 41 special delivery airmail cover. That's pretty cool. And so I put in just again kind of covers I like, random stuff. This one somebody wrote was worth $50. Maybe actually it does have a heck of a cool ink stamp. So the first flight inaugurating contract airmail, right? Atlanta, Miami. That's a pretty neat cover. Stamped envelope. Oh, a fancy cancel cover with an old, looks like a Jackson stamp. Yeah, that's definitely old. What does it say? Okay, well, sorry. Well, number 148, I guess, is the stamp. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Stamp, or ink stamp there. Stained pretty bad, but I love the fancy cancel. It's old. That just looks like an old CDS, doesn't it? Keokuk, Oregon, I guess, or something. Oklahoma, maybe. Yeah, looks like someone took a duty on there. But, cool. Let's see, Cam 2122, first flight. Overseas registered. Look at the Chicago cancels. It's cool. Like that. A nice first flight cover. I've always just liked this one. I can't remember where I got this, but I've had it for a while. It says number 145. It's just so old. Look at the writing and stuff. That one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Put this one in here for sure because I love it. 3 fancy canceled Franklin stamps vertical strip. How cool is that? I love that cover. Stamps on the back. You know. So I put little notes on some of these. Take out and look. You know, I'm like, hey, whoever's actually checking this out, I mean, you're welcome to take them out and look at them. That's a really old one, so you can fold that open and see what's going on with it. This is a Antarctic cover. I actually had this listed in my store for quite some time. It didn't sell, so I decided just to put it in this album. I was like, ah, screw it. I'm going to keep it. And let's see what we got here. France, 1902. This is an old one. I actually had this listed as well. $25. Somebody wrote on there. Marseille. Love the big 25. Marseille. Cancel. 52. Probably 1852. That's an old one. Here's one from, okay, it says 1820. Jesus Christ. Didn't even realize that. Jeez. Stampless cover. Leo Minister, 140 to London. Man, that's an old guy. Look at that. Stampless cover from 1820. Holy crap. Cool. Whoopsie. I'll be a little bit more gentle there. These haven't gotten folded back and forth a lot, so they kind of need to be persuaded. The older this album gets, the more these will be a little free hanging compared to now. This is just an old postcard. Vintage Austrian postcard. They go for about $35 on eBay. Here we go again. See, take me out and look. An Argentina cover sent to a doctor at Harvard Medical. Oh yeah. It has a letter, 1943. So this one is actually pretty cool. I do say to take it out, maybe so you guys can catch a peek of it. So See this guy? So, come here. Alright. Cool. Slogan cancel, Boston, Mass, urgent, medical. I mean, it looks like it has a censored strip on there. It does, I think, yeah. And so anyways, this actually has a letter to a doctor at Harvard Medical School. And so yeah, I figured why not some of these, why not open them up, or say, take me out and look at me. If I don't remember, yeah, something about histochemical studies of the liver of the rat during embryonic development. They were requesting a copy of a paper from some doctor. This is just cool stuff. I like that one a lot. I'll put that back when I set this camera down. Put that over there for now. And so let's just kind of keep going. Metered mail, cover, airmail. Okay, so this is a South African cover. Seal crest, what is this, China? This is China. Sent to USA. This is a big old cover here. Cook Islands. Right? And they're hurricane relief stamps. That's pretty neat. Hurricane relief. This is post office. Rarotonga. That was a big giant cover, that guy. This one, actually it kind of looks upside down. So I look at it. Okay, it flips up. So all the stamps are on the back. Another Chinese cover. Denmark. What is this? Greece. Airmail. 93 actually. Mrs. Lord. Honeybrook, Pennsylvania. British stamp, 76. So that's this side. And let's take a look at these. This is a big old Canadian special delivery cover. Somebody wrote $60. Said it's number 219. Montreal, Quebec, CDS. Those are stamps. Pretty neat stamps on the back here. Here we go. CDS's. Interesting duplex that has the S. This is a really old one. Censored cover. I stole this out of one of my other albums. I like this one. Passed by field censor. Quebec. 1917. So this must be a World War I cover. Yeah, okay. World War I censored cover. So here's like Cayman Island covers, right? A bunch of them. And that was part of the Take Me Out and look on this one was there's just a stack of them so you can take them out and just kind of rifle through them. Same with this. These covers here. I'm sorry. Just kind of a stack of covers. Another one, Take Me Out and look. I put the Take Me Out if I thought they were actually worth taking out, obviously, and taking a better look at them. That way, see, like this one has a letter, so you can take it out and read the letter. I just thought that was cool. Benjamin Franklin Station cancel, 32, in this airmail envelope. That's pretty sweet. Brookline Philatelic Society. Yeah. Brookline, Mass. Indemnity Company. Great Glen Falls Indemnity. 1934. A slogan. American Airmail Society. Walt Disney cover. Cat value is $15. First day cover. Another first day cover. Washington, D.C. Benjamin Franklin Station. A special delivery cover. Scoot over. Another first day cover. Special delivery, 36. Pretty cool. Stamps on the back. CDS's rather. There's a stamped cover, 30 bucks. Somebody wrote from 32, register, ensure your valuable mail. Slogan cancel. This one's Airpex. What is it, the 18th? 1993. Okay. This one I love the British flag cancel. That's cool. Number 233. This one's a whole booklet pane. Sorry guys, it is a really these things just need to be folded back more. So yeah, there's a whole booklet pane first day cover. I'm gonna have a sippy poo here. Multiple covers can take out. So this must be a stack of airmail covers. This top one is from 41. Yeah, there's multiples. What do we have? Cool. Trans-Mississippi Philatelic Society Convention Station cancel. 1941 from Kansas City. The C30. Another C30, first day cover. Oops. Worldwide Philatelic Convention Station cancel. St. Louis. So this one has multiple covers, so you can take out again. Worldwide Philatelic Convention Station. Yeah, there's a bunch of them in there. Jeez. That was a awesome cachet. Stamp Centennial Exhibition, New York World's Fair. 1940. Let me turn on my AC. Hold on. Take out and look. C17. Register and ensure your valuable mail. Just switch hands here. So there's multiples in there. Beautiful. On the back, 1935, first day cover. San Francisco. So actually, looks like I actually must have bothered to cat these. This complete set of Vatican, a complete set on covers, on these Vatican covers. So all of these covers, I think, will amount to, oh no, okay, 561 through 71 I wrote. So that's like 10 stamps. So it must include all of them. Yeah, okay. So we're through all these covers. There's a complete set formed with each of these covers, and I did label which stamps are on each individual cover. Vatican stuff. This one's nice, right? First day stamp, ink stamp. Nice set of stamps on this guy. Beautiful cachet. That one's cool. So here's another booklet pane. First day cover, 1980, with windmills. Can't seem to. Okay. Another again. First day of issue. Flowers booklet pane from 78. This one's awesome. Jeez. Beautiful embroidered badge here. That's a cachet, like a patch. 69, first day of Man of the Moon. Moon landing. Yeah. That one's awesome. Very thick. Pretty cool. This one's a little bit off kilter here. Should straighten her out. So, what is this? Venezuela. It's like 46, I think. Airmail, obviously. Huh. That's a cool looking cover. Stuff going on the back, too. Let me see if I can flippity doodah here. You guys can see. Okay. And Benjamin Franklin Station, 1932. Geez, somebody wrote $50. I don't know if these values are for real or not, but that's a pretty cool, neat cachet as well. Dayton, Ohio, first day cover, $25. Somebody says 38 airmail. A little block of 4 of C-23s. St. Petersburg, Florida, American Airmail Society Convention Station. Washington 43. Another Washington 43. And finally, a little booklet pane here. What was it? ASDA National Postage Stamp Show Station. Huh. 1949. So this is I like these. These are just fun to look at. That's pretty much the gist of it. So anyways, let me put this other cover back in. We'll scoot to the next page. Alright, so this next section I love. And I've actually spent kind of fair bit of money on this. Fancy cancels. You guys know I love my fancy cancels. Well, had to make a section. I put a little history on a fancy cancel, explaining what they are. Nice one single cover on here. I do have kind of on the sides just different fancy cancels. I have a crude. This I'm not even honestly sure if it is a legit. It's not really. I don't think it's a court cancel, but in my head I was like, that's kind of fancy, so I put it on there. But yeah, a large majority by far actual true fancy cancels on this page. This is a neat little piece here. You can flip it over. So I intentionally put it like this so you could flip it to see the cancel on the back. Or CDS. Now, random ones here. I did buy most of these. Like that one I definitely bought. That's a super heavy cancel there. That's an official mail stamp, Department of the Interior. So, you know, say I paid $3.20. It has a $12 cat. It's from '73. Although those ones, I think I found those. This is a stamped envelope cutout with a really cool fancy cancel. That's a big cancel too. Some Franklin's court cancels. 1881-82 blue cancels, right? There's one blue cancel, but these are all fancy cancels. Paid $8. I think I bought all those. Here's a fancy cancel. What is that, Persia? Sorry, I'm struggling to even see what that is. I'm not sure. That might just be French or Persian, or I'm not even sure. I didn't catalog all these. These are really just about the fancy cancels. Look at these stars. That one I paid for. Paid $3 for that guy. Franklin, cool star. So yeah, I paid for these. I actually bought them 11 cents. That one was cheap. You know, I think this one, I bought this from a guy on Hipstamp, this one here, and it got returned to him, and I guess something happened to the envelope, and it got all chewed up, like obliterated, the whole envelope. Somehow the stamp survived. He sent me a message and was like, dude, I just got your letter I sent you with the stamp back, and anyways, I don't know what the hell happened, but I'm resending it. Lucky us, it survived. This is a cheap stamp anyway, but that was interesting. Oh, and then these are from a recent video I just did, right? Chile. Old Chilean stamps that I had a very hard time confidently identifying. There's just a random fancy there. Now, I definitely like this section here. I totally bought these. This all came as a set. Well, one complete package, let's say. Not so much a set, but these are all blue ink fancy cancels from 1871 to 80. Every single one of them is a blue ink cancel. How cool are these, huh? All these different cancels. Like that one. That's cool. That too. I also like that one. Almost reminds me of there's a leaf fancy cancel, but I don't think that's actually it. But yeah, a bunch of blue ink fancy cancels. Some of them don't, like, at least with the camera, like this kind of comes off as black, but when you really get looking at it, it's definitely blue. So yeah, all of these are blue. And I paid for those. I like that section there. Now this side, good money spent on these. So let me stand up here. So this whole, I bought these pages. Some of these were from the American Philatelic Society store. Some I think were from eBay. These ones I think are eBay. This is the APS. Pre-made pages, right? Already filled out. So I paid $140 for this page. They're all number 65. They're all fancy canceled. They cat at $3 a piece. They're rose color from 1861 to 62. And I love these pages. These are awesome. Look at all these different fancy cancels. Paid cancel. You know, as I look at them, some of them aren't actually fancy. Whatever. That's okay. A majority of these are clearly fancy cancels, but some of these are old. Like, that's a really old style looking cancel. I mean, obviously these are old stamps, but yeah, majority of these, I'll be honest, I didn't actually realize until just right now, go figure, that a few of these aren't actually fancy cancels, but that's okay. Not a big deal. So, beautiful sheet there. That folds up to another page of, you guessed it, 65s. What were the other ones? 64s? Nope, 65s. So, a whole nother page of 65s. I paid $125 for this page. Okay. And so, yeah, let's take a look at these fancy cancels. That one's unique. I haven't seen that one anywhere else. Almost looks like that one says free. It's kind of intriguing. I mean, these are super cool. Look at that star. Yeah, these are sweet. Look at a negative W. Look at this star there. Some of these are killer to me. Some of these I definitely hadn't seen before. Look at that guy. That's cool. These are awesome. I just love these. So anyway, those pages fold up. Let me plop my ass back down here. Okay, now this section of fancy cancels, these pages, I bought this from someone on eBay. This was a varied lot of fancy star cancels. I paid $370. Owie, for this set. But part of what I liked was somebody who was a fancy cancel somebody who was studying fancy cancels, actually, I guess, had a catalog or whatever, and was able to actually catalog the cancels. So just like the other ones, I've definitely got fancy cancels here that I have not ever seen anywhere else, and it is so cool to actually have them identified. Look at this guy, it's kind of faint, but there's a star there in an oval. It's like a blue star. And I was looking at these in detail when I first got them, and they are different. You know, some of them look quite similar, but there's obviously small differences like size, you know, rings, design, shape of the stars. So super killer pages. Absolutely freaking love these pages. I love this section. It's just unique stuff. It's pretty, it's organized, it's identified. Just look at all these different fancy canceled stars. It's super cool. Okay, I'm kind of struggling to see this one. Some of them are faint, but I love this one. Look at this. Big purple star on this pair of Benjamins. That's awesome. It's so freaking cool. And see, like, these are Blue. Okay, so it's blue. Look purple. Actually, I swear to God, it looks purple to me. Must be because it's on blue. I don't know what to say. Looks purple to me, but see, these are under the same ABAA. Clearly, these are black, but maybe it's because of the shape of the star, or the number of points, or see, this is where I haven't gotten into checking out fancy cancels a lot. But yeah, this wasn't a cheap set. I mean, who's to say? Maybe some of these could be misidentified, but the seller actually had multiple sets of this exact kind of stuff, and as much as I wanted to buy the other set that he had, it was like over $500-600, and gosh darn it, man, I just can't afford it. It may still be for sale for all I know, but look at that. See, that's like one of those big duplex cancels. Sorry, big duplex cancel thing. But it is a star. There's a star and a circle at the top, right above his head, and that's part of the duplex. That's cool. See, and he writes a little note: 6 circles, or 6, and I think the 6 comes down to the bars. The grid bar thing going on, just like this one. You can see it a little bit better how that goes. See, it's probably 7 bars with a star and a circle, and that one is, see, a double circle with the stars kind of cut off there at the bottom. But yeah, see, that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Look, 9 with a circle. So. Oh, my soup's done. Hold on. We'll continue. Okie doke, where was I? I think there. So yeah, kind of star in the fancy in the circle. 3 crescent. So yeah, I just really don't quite understand yet. Like these are both 3 in a crescent. Okay, well, they're clearly different sizes, but they're both XBAAs, so they must just fall into the same category in the catalog. That's all I can imagine. This says 10 bars and a star in a circle. Here's a whole big fat section here. So yeah, I feel like, ABAA, it must just be the style of star. And then there can be variations that still all fall within that category of an ABAA. That kind of idea. By the way, guys, I'm not actually using a microphone this time, so I hope that the audio isn't horrible. It's just a whole lot easier not having a frickin' microphone cable hanging in front of this camera. Wedges, that's cool. Yeah, so this was a fairly expensive set of fancy cancels, and I just love this stuff. They're super cool. They've got personality. They're unique. Look at that guy, negative star. That's cool. Looks like freaking Star of Judas right there or something. That's an interesting one. We'll continue on. Different. And a very, it looks like the stamp kind of over and over, right? I mean, this stamp, I guess, was just used a lot, and this is the era of fancy cancels when this stamp was around. Of course, there's others, but yeah, a lot of this red Washington. Was it 2 cent? Yeah, 2 cent. 11 bars. How many bars can you fit? And then here's, we switch over to Columbus stamps. Yeah, these are just cool. I don't think I know anybody that doesn't like fancy cancels. I mean, they're pretty neat. Okay. I see that one quite a bit. it's hard to find, it'd be hard to find all these by searching through random collections. I mean, that's part of the price. Is somebody took, already made the effort to put all of these together, so look at that itty bitty star. That is too funny. Look at that. Tiny little itty bitty star. That's cool. So yeah, it's like part of the price, is the convenience. Not that any of these stamps are worth a lot of money, but to have somebody have organized all of these fantastic fancy cancels. I really do like that one. That one's cool. Together and cataloged and all that. Yeah, it's part of its convenience, right? And so I was doing quite a bit of searching and browsing on the internet for fancy cancel collections. I was searching for, collections or lots. And this one, I thought, caught my eye and frankly was affordable. I did think about it for a while before I bought it because as you guys probably know, I'm in pretty bad debt. Unfortunately, is the truth. And I was actually a bad boy recently. Even though I'm kind of in crippling debt, I bought a bunch of shoes. I don't know. Black Friday fever over here or something, which I really can't afford. So now I'm like, I buried myself again. And I don't know if I'm worse off right now than I would have been, let's say, this time last year, but that's a possibility. So, but I've been trying to do smart stuff. I love all these. I've been trying to do smart stuff. Like I took like big old balance on one of my credit cards, switched it to a new card with no interest. Realized I was getting gutted by interest on one of my cards, like pretty badly, and look at all those. So yeah, I'm trying to do little things here and there to help out. The interest doesn't help at all. God damn. So anyways, that one's pretty unique in my opinion. So yeah, I'm just a bad boy. I just like to spend money. That's a problem. But whatever. I bought these a while ago, so anyways, fancy cancels. Aren't they freaking awesome? So yeah, I love this section in this book. This is one of my favorite pages for sure. And I'd say I'm done, but maybe throughout time I'll be able to add more. Like there's still some blank space. This whole album is still a work in progress. I'm not done. It's just that I have done enough work at this point that I feel like it was worth showing you guys. And since I am kind of broke right now, I don't expect to be making a whole lot of progress in this anytime soon. So anyways, next up here is, let's see, what my thoughts were unique stamp issues is where I was headed with this whole section here. I just wanted to make a couple of pages of stamps that I thought were unique shapes, styles, designs, anything. Like a lot of Sierra Leone stamps are actually pretty unique. These scrolls here. Right? So these are sets. These are actually airmail. And I do think that... Okay, so this set with this kind of vertical scroll, 1969 set, $20 cat, and then this horizontal scroll must be its own set. And yeah, these are all Sierra Leone, and so yeah, Sierra Leone just was a pretty heavy hitter for like unique stamps. Look at this diamond stamp. That's pretty cool. Then we have I forget what this was called. Oh boy, some kind of nut. I'm forgetting, unfortunately. Let me sit back down. A palm nut or palm kernel. I think it's a palm kernel. I could be wrong, but right. I mean, look, these are unique. And these are, I think, self-adhesive. There's no gum on the back of this square, if I'm not mistaken. You peel the nut off of this backing paper. And here's a set of diamonds. I mean, these are cool, right? I just thought this would make a nice section in this book. This one is kind of a standalone stamp, number 409 from 1970. Land of, what does it say? Iran's diamonds. I don't know. What does it say? More great gem diamonds are found in Sierra Leone than any other country. Huh. And then this is like a map of, I think, Africa. And you'll notice on these different stamps that different countries in Africa are highlighted. See, like this one's yellow here, this one's yellow here, there. So I just remember that when I was cataloging these, that they're not all exactly the same. See, here's another set here. It does say each shows map of Africa with different countries highlighted. And so like this is 1968, this set here. These ones are used. Some are mint, some are used. So a little variation there. And I love these. These are embossed foil eagle stamps. Look at how pretty are those. So these are all airmail. Number C, 118 to 24, mint never hinged. 4140. So actually, I paid $36 for all three sets. That I have to even decipher this. I wonder if anybody who reads this in my album will be able to make sense of what I've done here. But see, I've identified three sets here. Oh, they are palm kernels. I was right. Diamonds and palm kernels. So the eagles, the diamonds, and the palm kernels, for all three of these sets, I paid $36. Right? Not horrible. They're unique stamps. And unfortunately, in this whole set, the guy did list this as mint never hinged, but you know, this is something that I'm not really sure about, but my heart of hearts says this isn't mint never hinged. I mean, look at the backing paper, it's ripped off. Now maybe the actual stamp itself is mint never hinged, fine. But unfortunately, when you go to put it in your album like I did, it becomes painfully apparent. Yeah, that's not, I mean, if I'm going to call something perfectly mint, I wouldn't say that is. So, almost got a complete mint set there. I didn't realize that I wasn't sure if it got damaged, and I went and looked back at the photos on the listing. I was like, fuck, I missed it. It was like that. Darn it, but he did list it as mint never hinged anyways. I still kind of go back in my mind, little tiny semantics there. I mean, you know, the stamp is perfect, but the backing paper isn't. Is that mint? I don't think so. But yeah, my favorite of this whole page is probably this gold eagle. But yeah, I like all these different ones. And then we have more Sierra Leone here. These ones happen to have green backing paper. These are from 1964. I paid $2.75 for both of these sets. So these were not expensive. They are attainable. It's just that they're not the most common stamp. I mean, you just kind of look around to try and find sets of them. Otherwise, you could piece them together one by one. But much easier to buy a complete set if that's what your goal is, to have a complete set. So, and JFK commemoratives, right? So you'll notice JFK in the center of these stamps. So Sierra Leone here again. I forget what this was. Traffic? Yeah, okay. Right hand traffic changeover. Interesting design. traffic pattern, you know, from 71. And so this one, I think this one's a regular issue, and this one at the bottom is airmail. And then we have this kind of single guy. I think this came all the way from India. It took me forever to get this. What did I pay, $1.40? Okay, yeah, ordered from India. Nice, I put my notes. This stuff is still fresh enough in my mind I can remember, but, you know, in 5 years I won't be able to. You know, as I look at this guy, I think oh, no, okay. I was going to say I must have forgot to cat it, but there's a little arrow. So, number 420 there from 71. And then, yeah, just kind of oddball. Sierra Leone, they definitely have a lot of unique issues, you know? They're just different. 1969. Here we got some anvils. Those are cool. 69 as well. Those are not airmail. Those are just regular issues. And these guys here, I paid $5.46 for this set of 3. I don't think this is a complete set. I could be wrong, because usually I write complete set. So, and then here we have this kind of trifecta of circles here. Paid $2.34 for this complete set of circles. The cat's at $8.35. They're from 1970. These are cool. I mean, you just don't see these all the time, you know. So yeah, that was, I think that's it. Yeah, for the Sierra Leone on these pages. So this whole section of this book ended up kind of just being unique Sierra Leone stamps. Go figure. I didn't plan for them all to be Sierra Leone, but they kind of ended up like that. And then I really couldn't find any more. I was just kind of done with the Sierra Leone, and I decided to kind of fill the bottom of this with just honestly kind of like random blocks that I like. I do like that one because these are high value stamps, right? $36 cat. Paul Bunyan and the other ones here. So yeah, these blocks don't have any real method. They're just cool blocks that I liked, that I just kind of had and used to fill the space. I like this one too. I thought I was going to say Amelia Earhart, but that's Jacqueline Cochran. Huh. But yeah, definitely, I love that one. That's a cool block. So, moving on to what is probably one of my favorite sections in this book, full stop. I love this section. I have my little final sip of cocoa here. So, can you guys guess what I did with this section? And everything and anything gold foil. And so this is exactly just like those fancy cancels where, no, I didn't have any of these, and I pretty much ended up blowing a bunch of money to make these pages happen. But I'm kind of glad that I did. These sections here, the fancy cancel, this page, and coming up some more, are some of my favorite pages in this binder for sure. Now, like, I mean, I just thought it was a cool idea. I mean, has anybody ever seen an album section dedicated strictly to gold foil stamps? I never have. And there's a lot of cool ones out there, and I don't think this is it. I think there's more on the next pages to come. But yeah, let me just go through some of these. Sand Island JFK. Set of 5. I paid $2.94. You guys will notice the crease. Let's see. Just because he pissed me off, let's go ahead and mention again, so I can put this out in the world. Marlin Stamps on Hip Stamp. The guy gave me some trouble about, he lists these as mint never hinged. And I'll be darned, I just was too fast. I didn't look at the pictures well enough. This one has a big nasty crease on it. That's not mint. What is this guy doing listing stamps as mint never hinged? And they're like that. Yeah, he had an attitude with me when I complained about a missing stamp in one of my orders. And so anyways, I'm going to badmouth him again. Screw Marlin Stamps. I'll never buy from him again. Watch out for him on Hip Stamp. He's kind of a, whatever. Also, there's actually something that's missing from this before I continue, is what would have been like a big section, like as big as these Scottish stamps, worth of royalty gold foil stamps that I paid like $40 for. I waited like 3 months and I never received them. And I had to complain. I almost had to go and open a case on PayPal to get this guy to give me my freaking money back. Because it was some Staffa Islands, or Staffa was the name of it, Kings and Queens set. He never gave it to me. I mean, what the hell? And then eventually he just refunded it. I had to write a big nasty email and be all serious and, you know, like strong words, and was like, I need my freaking money, you know. And yeah, anyway, watch out for Marlin stamps. Moving on. Sorry, he's pissed me off. So, Batumi, second largest city in Georgia, located in the Black Sea. Numbers, I don't know. You know, a lot of these, excuse me, I struggled to catalog. I really couldn't figure them out. These are African Animals, 1994, gold foil set, never hinged, paid $12. This was a total mistake on my part. Like, I accidentally ordered 2 of them. I ordered one, and then, I mean, I'm not even kidding, guys. When I was making this section, I would go into Hipstamp and I just type gold foil, and I would just start scrolling through, and anything that I saw that I liked that was gold foil, I just freaking put it in my cart and pulled the trigger. And so I think that I must have added this into my cart and then added a bunch of other stuff and come across the same set and forgot and just like added it again. So I got 2 of these, totally unintentional, but whatever, I have 2. And these are Scottish stamps. Scotland gold foils with seals of the 13 U.S. colonies. These are not in the Scott catalog. Now, I don't know how well you guys can see all of these, and I was wondering how well these would video. Let me sit back down. Excuse me. When I was putting this stuff together, I'm like, are they even going to be able to see these in the video? But I think you get the gist. So yeah, what I did was, the 13 U.S. colonies are the outside block, and then there was a couple of extras here. Sorry, this all in the outside square except for this are the 13 U.S. colonies, and then they gave me 3 extras, just like freebie oddball stamps. This one's like a bird. This one actually is 2 stamps. If you flipped it over, it has another gold foil stuck to the back, but I just kind of had to choose which one to show. And yeah, I really don't know how well you guys can see these on camera, but yeah, I mean, you can see the seals and stuff. They're very beautiful in person. I mean, shiny. It like pleases some kind of base man instinct in me, like, ooh, gold, shiny, you know, like not to sound like a schmuck, but I mean, they're pretty, you know, they're gorgeous looking stamps, and I like that. This is a big old foil Sioux sheet, Fujiera Summer Olympics. I paid $23 for that. And then here's, as opposed to these being Sand Island Kennedys, these are Devar Island Kennedys. Paid $2.94 for this set of 5. With, of course, a big nasty glare, but yeah, these are pretty. And then down here I like this one quite a bit. This is a Bernara Islands Classic Cadillac Maritz, 1960. So that was $368 I paid for that guy. Beautiful stamp, beautiful car. Jesus, they don't make them like that anymore. Here's a silver foil, go figure. Abkhazia, part of Georgia, 94. Space Apollo 11 silver foil, so I paid a bit for it. Yeah. So anyways, those are cool. Now moving on. What are these? Bhutan. So I love these. These are gorgeous Bhutanese stamps, I suppose. Airmail, these 2. The other ones aren't. And or maybe they're all airmail. Nope, just the 2. I put a little 2 in parentheses. So these 2 are airmail. And what did I say? 1973, those guys. $18 cat. I paid $9 for the set. Those are gorgeous. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Okay, over here is the Isle of, I don't know how to say it right, Pabe, JFK and Winston Churchill foil set. These are actually used. I paid $2.94 for the whole set, which includes all these here. I'll give you a close-up so you can get a look at them. And then this big guy down at the bottom is part of the same set. So those are awesome. I love these stamps. They're so cool. They're so cool. I mean, come on. So these are some totally weird, random, big foil stamps. Some of them I could catalog. A lot of them I couldn't. See, like this one's St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I actually really tried with that one, and I just got, I'm not going to kid you, I got freaking confused in the catalog. They've done several issues like this in St. Vincent, and you know, I just struggled, so I just left it uncatalogued. I said, screw it. I threw the towel in on that one. See, like this guy, okay, well, this one I was able to. Willie Mays, 1989, number 1223D. I was able to do this one here, number 2659, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, right, with the Queen. These are big. These are big old stamps, too. Voyager. That was another one I had a hard time with. Like, I found Enterprise, the Star Trek Enterprise stamps in the catalog, and yeah, anyway, I don't even want to get into it. I had a hard time identifying these. So, if any of you just happen to know what catalog, like this one is, this one, let me know. Frick. I couldn't figure, I just gave up. I was able to do this guy, Jackie Robinson. These are so pretty. There's the man, Jordan. That was a 1996 stamp. Another Jordan that I was able to get cataloged as well. Yeah, so I don't actually have some crazy affinity for any of these things. But, you know, I was trying to find foil stamps, gold foil stamps. And I'm pretty sure I bought all of these as like one lot. Maybe not that one. Actually, maybe all of them. I think this whole section was like a one lot of stamps. Oh yeah, I paid $60 for the 8 stamps below. So yeah, $60, guys. Yikes. But they're cool. So let's scoot over here. We've got Batum. These are whales. These are not in the Scott catalog. I paid €10 for these whales. They're cool. Okay, this is Japanese sword, guard, and fish design. I love these. These are so pretty. Afars and Isis stamps from 1970. These are airmail. Cataloged at $22. I paid $14. These are very pretty. Okay, Yemen Kingdom, Philympia, gold foil stamps. One's perforated, one's imperforate. Catalog value €18. And perforated set. I see. So, I don't think that I have the whole set, but I just listed what would have been the price. And I don't have an actual Scott number, just a Mitchell number. But, yeah, those are cool. And move on to these guys from Philatelic Exhibitions. Philympia stamps. Oh, no, I'm sorry. These are... I'm getting confused. See, 37, 8, and 9. That should be 3 stamps in the set. Okay, so I don't think I have the complete set. So I guess I just put this information just so you could have it. But anyways, I believe that these are still part of the same set. And so yeah, there's an imperforate set and then a perforated set. So these are 2 in the same stamp, but just perforate and imperforate. It's nice to know that they're from Philatelic Exhibitions. That's cool. Okay, so this is 1970 Yemen Kingdom World Cup. top, gold foil. The set is missing Borgia, so I'm missing one. There's a Mitchell number there. Estimated catalog value is about 100 euros for this. That would be all of these Yemen kingdoms. Unfortunately, I am missing one, but these are cool. Let's see the different activities, soccer or whatever. Or obviously soccer, it's World Cup. Different colored heads on there. They're pretty. And then these are Zambia over here. Paid 15 bucks for these 3 stamps. President Kaunda is the first one. Agricultural products. And then Freedom Statue and flags. I don't know how well you guys can see these, but they're pretty. So yeah, that was my first delving into of just going foil crazy, and I think it makes for some really pretty album pages. Now I need to eat my soup that I made for breakfast, and then we'll continue on. So I'll be right back. Alright, next page. So, embossed gold foil coins and stamps. Continuing on with the theme from the last page. So I went pretty ham here on getting all the gold foil coins that I could possibly get. Now, I do believe, just like the other page, I made a mistake where I bought the same set twice. Go figure. These are from Manama. That's Churchill right there. They have, it looks like Kennedy, yep. Conrad, Martin Luther, Abraham. So, yeah, I bought a massive amount of gold coins here. So these are just like 1970. I didn't end up cataloging any of these. Actually, I'm not sure they're in the catalog or that I tried, but whatever. Let's see. Sierra Leone here. So more Sierra Leone. Just another example of their unique stamps. That looks like a lion's head. Oh, it's the land of iron and diamonds. What did I say on the other page? Iran? What was I thinking? The land of iron and diamonds, duh. So I paid $7.20 for both of these sets. Right, okay, yeah, so these go vertically. So like, see, this is airmail and this is not. And they start out small with smaller denominations, and then they get bigger with bigger denominations. All the way, 25 cent all the way up to this 1 LE, whatever that is. So these are beautiful sets, right? These coins, absolutely love them. Airmail here and regular issue here, and they're super cool. So that's kind of Coin City over here on this page. Now this here is, oh god, I did it twice. Another example. I haven't actually like really sat and looked at this to realize that I did this a few times, I guess. This is also an accidental. Oh no, this is not an accident. No. Okay, I'm sorry. As I think about this, guys, what happened is this is an accident. I accidentally bought 2 of this, but this set, for whatever reason, the guy sent me 2 of them, and I double checked and I only ordered 1. I was like, what the heck? Why did he give me 2? Did he have like a senior moment there when he was packing my shipment or what? So I got one of these basically for free, but I'd only bought 1. Now this one, I did accidentally buy it twice. I even wrote in there, oops, I already had it. 1968 Olympics, right? Airmail stamps. Paid $5.87. Wow, funny, huh? So, this is why you gotta shop around for good prices. I paid $5.87 for this set. Well, I paid €9.95 for this set. Oy. Owie. What a waste of money. But, well, I have 2 of them. Anyways, so those are cool. And then over here, Davar Islands. JFK unused. Yeah, this was another one where I got from Marlin Stamps, and I even wrote here that it's unused. He listed it mint never hinged, but they have adhesive tape on the back, so they're not mint. So that was annoying. He let me down a few times, that guy. What the heck? But unfortunately, on Hipstamp, he happened to have a lot of listings with these gold foil or embossed gold foil stamps, and so I pretty much pushed a huge order from him and got kind of screwed over a couple of times from the same guy on one single order. So, yeah, Devar Island JFKs. So this is a 5 stamp set. So I guess that you know, like I wish I'm just not perfect when I build things. You know, I'll make this row and then this row and then this row, and then when I go to put in a final set, I'll realize, crap, you know, I already took up the space for this stamp with this stamp, and it'll hang off the page. So I'm like, well, let me tuck these 4, put a little arrow to say this is actually the 5th of that set. So yeah, this is where if you want your album pages to look absolutely perfect, you really do just have to plan. Yeah, I just kind of built them one set at a time and we're just kind of winging it. So that's how you get this kind of crap going on. And it's not like perfectly organized together, but that's how it goes. Here's some other, I guess, extras of Manama from the other page from that set there. Now, let's start down here. Airmail Tonga coins. 640 cat. I paid $3.85. These are Airmail C1 through 6 foil coins. These are all actually mint never hinged. And just like the other page, this is all one set going straight down, and they get bigger as the denomination increases. And then here's another Tonga. 142. That's just actually a random one there. Let's see. Yeah, so these are not complete sets. That one might be, but I didn't write that. But this one definitely, this row here this column is definitely not. You can just tell by the numbers, right? We go from number 42 there, or number 142, and then this is C27, and then we skip to C40, C31. They're not even in order. Yeah, this is just, excuse me. This is just, it's hard to actually find a lot of these style stamps, and so I kind of piecemeal just together. And so anyways, I just oriented them as if they were a complete set on this column, just the bigger ones down here closer to where you sit, because you know this is a huge book, and I kind of like to put like neater things right in front of you. The rest of the book you actually have, like, I have to totally lean over and stretch just to see these, and that's one of the only disadvantages of a huge book like this. I mean, it's a little bit overkill. I like the idea of a big book, but I think next time maybe I'll go with like a double size. And I don't think I'm going to go with a journal, just to talk for a minute, because obviously it's not a really album. It wasn't made for this purpose, which I'm using it for. One of the disadvantages is the bend here of these pages. Now luckily, you know, mounts stick enough that they can stay and keep things together, but that one's actually coming. I need to put more adhesive on this. But you know, this curvature here formed from when it gets fatter in all these different pages, that's a disadvantage to using a journal. So, you know, lesson learned. But I always knew from the start, people warned me before I even started, this is not the right kind of book, and that's fine. It was my plan, my goal. I'm doing it. I'm not done yet, but I'm learning. I've learned lessons, and next time I think I'll try to find a big giant binder. So, anyways, Tonga, the Friendly Islands, 350 cat. I actually paid $3.50, so I paid full cat price for that guy. And we have a used one. I think it's cool when they're used. I wonder what kind of parcel these were on, you know. So yeah, again, these are not actual complete sets. I just organized these two columns appropriately according to size. Now, this is, let's see here, Sharjah. And I think I'm looking at what I wrote here, and I'm saying I paid $15 for this Sharjah set, but I have an arrow pointing to this Davar Islands as well. I'm not sure why I put that arrow there. Huh. Oh, so yeah, gosh, I guess I could have done a better job. I'm pretty sure this arrow should actually go all the way over to these Sharjahs here. So I paid $50 for these coins plus these coins. So this page is a little bit loopy, but at the end of the day, you know, really the goal was just to have pretty pages full of awesome coin stamps, period, you know, so, which I have succeeded at that. But yeah, so these are cool Sharjah stamps. Never hinged, all these guys. Yeah, okay, I even say that it was 6 coins, so yeah, here's 4, and that would be the 2. Okay, well, at least I can figure out, you know, what was going on. And then these aren't actually coins, but these are embossed gold foils from Tonga. I paid $3.25 for this set. It doesn't say it's a complete set, so just, I guess, these 5 stamps. They do look used, and they're pretty cool. So, yeah, I love this section. I love the last page. I love this section. You know, I was trying to do stuff that was a bit unique. Now, I did end up having more, when they all finally arrived by mail, all of the coins that I had bought, I couldn't fit them on that one section, so it kind of trickled over into this other page. So, here's Al Quwain stamps. This is actually a complete set. Paid almost $15 for these guys. Now, this on this side, I ended up filling up the space with this whole Columbus set. So this is the Voyages of Columbus complete set, and they're Never Hinged from '92, and they're just a bunch of sue sheets. You guys may have seen these already before. But yeah, I decided, why not? I actually have, I think, a couple of these, and I just figured, why not? I'll throw it in here. They're cool to look at. And then I still need, you know, like, there's more to be done, so I'll figure out what I'll eventually end up actually filling this space with. But at this point, there's that San Joaquin County notary seal that I had in a prior video. And then over here, I think, are the last of the embossed gold foil coins from Sanda Islands here. Complete set, unused, so there must be some kind of flaw maybe on the back of them to make them not mint. And so paid about $4 for these 7 stamps. But it's a nice complete set, they're pretty. JFK, again, boy, the guy was on so many freaking stamps. So let's just work our way down. This is a cool paper piece. Embossed envelope cut out with this neato printing on there. Big maple leaf stamp, I like that guy. It is actually a material stamp, rayon fabric, so it has a special feel to it. It's a cool stamp. I used my whole video where I take self-adhesive stamps and put them on polypropylene. I used that method for that. Worked out wonderfully. I love that method. This is just a totally random Jerusalem, Gates of Jerusalem sue sheet. So these are interesting. Excuse me. Postage due blocks. Now, I wrote, these are scarce. Okay. I think it's specifically because of their blocks. They're not only just blocks, they're plate blocks. With the plate number there. So these are selling around on the internet, from what I can find, for $100 to $300 on Hipstamp and eBay per block. There's no catalog value for them in blocks of 6. And these are older postage due blocks, plate blocks. So, these are actually worth something, and I just don't know for sure what, but I could just generalize on what I could find around on the internet. Yeah, I mean, $100 to $300 a block. That's pretty cool. Those are awesome. Kansas City cancels. Here's another, probably even older plate block, maybe 1917. Yeah, this is definitely older. And so plate block of 6 right now, or I guess when I wrote that, it was selling for $270 on Hipstamp, a similar block. So these posters do plate blocks of 6. They're kind of scarce, guys, and they're worth something. So keep an eye out for those. Let's continue up over here. So on His Majesty's Service paper piece here, official mail with free postage. That one's sweet. We saw that in a recent video. These are just some pretty cool kind of Israeli souvenir sheets. I had them, I liked them, and so I put them in here. 532 to 4 sous sheets, Jerusalem, the 1973 Philatelic Exhibition. Pretty small cat value, so they're not worth much. We have some random Bermuda stamps here, 15 cat a piece, so kind of high value. Let's go to these guys. These pages are just kind of random at this point. Unused. Okay, this is a Canadian block of number 128A, block of 4 from 22. $60, I write. Perf 8 vertical pair coil stamps here. Oh yeah, they are. All of them are actually coil stamps. No, well, I mean, if these are coil stamps, why are they in a block? So these must not be coil stamps, or maybe they are. I'm actually, as I'm looking at this, it's interesting how the mind notices things when you actually speak out loud. I mean, a coil is a coil. Would they ever have a coil with pairs? I don't think so. Like a double wide coil? But they're imperforate top and bottom, so they would be coils, right? Weird. A little mystery here for me. Anyways, I cataloged them as if they were all coil stamps. I mean, it makes sense to me that they're coil stamps. Excuse me, my voice is that they're coil stamps, but yeah, it's in a block. So, I mean, if they were on a sheet, why would they only perforate them vertically? A little mystery. Okay. I'm not actually 100% sure about that. That's weird. Okay, well, anyways, moving on for the sake of the video. I could just sit here and think about this for a while. Okay, so this is number RB11. What is this? Proprietary stamp. So this is a block of 6. 1875 to 81. I have no idea what it's worth, but likely $100 plus. It's a pretty cool block. I like that thing. It's old. You definitely don't come across these a lot. Okay, this is actually some random unique stamps here. So this is Austria, number 1966. The Swarovski crystal souvenir sheet. It's in a little mini folio. This thing, I think, folds open. There's actually a sous sheet under here. Now, this is cardboard or whatever, this whole frame, but it shows what the sous sheet shows underneath it, the actual sheet itself. And then, yeah, these stamps have actual Swarovski crystal bits on them. So you can see the shine, right? There you go, the shine. And so I paid about $10 for that. 6 glass crystals affixed to each stamp. Those are cool. Those are unique. Carrying on with the theme of kind of unique stamps. So this is number 917 from 2002, a Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar stamp. Now, I paid like $4. What's unique about this stamp is literal actual particles are applied to the design with the thermographic process to to the places that would be the actual rock. So these stamps oh my gosh, sorry. These stamps actually have the literal rock thermographically applied to the design. So this is cool stuff. Both of these easily could have gone with that other kind of section where I had like the cork stamps and stuff, but I just ended up getting these later on. So let's move on here. Okay, so this is Monaco. This is a big old page, and bunch of complete knit sets of Monaco. Now I did put a little picture of Monaco so that people can see when they look at the album what a beautiful place it is. I put a little history, and I put where they are on a map, right? A couple of maps, so people can understand at least something about Monaco. And yeah, just a bunch of different sets. These happen to be, these would have been blocks of 4, but they're only kind of, I guess, blocks of 3, if that's the right terminology. Here, a complete set of 4. And we have this set here. These are horizontal pairs, it just so happens. And also a complete set. We have birds. Set of 10. I see, so this whole thing is a set of 10. Both those rows. And yeah, these are all just okay, so these two here are a complete set. So this actually, the set of 10 thing, it goes down to here, all these birds and everything. So this is one big, long, complete set here with these. Change my battery, hold on. Okie dokie. So the glare changes as I go further through this book. The pages get taller and taller, and the light is now changing where the glare is. Sorry, guys. So this is actually a complete set of 15, all of these different airplanes. So yeah, this here, all a complete set of 15, just a whole bunch of different airplanes. That's pretty sweet. Look at that thing. What the heck? Man, that's a hell of an airplane. Anyways, I do believe this one actually is, yeah, that's the first in that set of 15, just different shape. So yeah, that's all one big set. We have a vertical pair of doggies. I'm getting a little confused even. I'm trying to see if I can differentiate the different sets. Okay, complete set of 9. Okay, so yeah, I could have probably organized this or separated things a little better, but a set of 9. So this was 8, 9. So yeah, 8, 9. Here, so that's one set. So that's 77. And here's just a little hair. I think this is probably a complete set, even though I didn't say it. Of 2. And then down here in this corner is duplicates. Actually, looks like a single of each, and then a horizontal pair of each of these stamps. Huh. 3 sets total. Okay, so moving on to this page, this is Barbuda. And we saw some of these earlier, I think perhaps these birdies in my animal section, but this set here is pretty cool. 4 little designs on each kind of set of these stamps, and this is a complete set. They almost look like little sous sheets, but anyways, I actually really like that top set there. And then here's a set from 77. The other one was 77 as well. Another set from 77. Same with the little swirls and the selvage that I do like. There's our set of birds. Another set here. So yeah, these are all complete sets. Complete mint sets is the idea. And I also really like this one. I think I have a lot of these sets on my store anyways, but I know I have a whole bunch of this set in my Hip Stamp store for sale for a cheap price if anybody's interested in those ones. They're pretty stamps. I like them. Cool shipwreck, some kind of battle or something. Right, Battle of the Saints. That's what it was, yeah. So, nice set from Barbuda. I do have a little image so you can see Barbuda. Beautiful place. A little bit of info and a map. So I was trying to put some educational stuff in here. Right? This is some random Belgian stamps at the bottom. I guess that's I just ended up putting those there. They don't really belong, but there they are. Some semi-postal Belgian stamps. Whatever. Okay, so honestly, I don't go through this book. I just keep working forward. It's interesting to actually look at it all. So this is Ajman. Again, now, this is one set. Well, what makes these unique? Well, these are official mail, but they're imperforate. The glassine that they were in said that they were scarce, and it's a 5-stamp set, and it has this, of course, additional, kind of tab on the side, design, let's say. I can't find, I remember, I cannot find a price in the catalog for when they're imperforate. Perhaps that's part of what makes them scarce. So I really don't know what they're worth. They're in great shape, right? They're all mint never hinged. And the same goes for this set here, which is all just another set from Ajman. This one has a different design and the extra selvage. And yeah, so I say they're imperforate, scarce. The perforate value is $9, but the imperforate value, I don't know. This happens to be an 8-stamp set. So back down. So this kind of goes over and over again. Here's another Ajman set that's imperforate that I can't find a value for, so they're supposedly scarce. These Olympic stamps, 10-stamp set. What do I say here? 65, unused, imperforate, scarce. Perforated value is 12, but the imperforate value, I don't know. Almost mint, but the top edges are creased. Well, I'm totally nitpicking, and that is the selvage, but there is a faint crease there. And it looks like here in the top corner, there's a little crease too. So, that's just me being the nitpicker I am. Here we go again, same thing. This whole page is pretty much, yeah, this whole page almost is just these imperforate Ajman releases that I can't find a value for any of them when they're imperforate. So, I don't really know what to say about them except for supposedly scarce, and those are official airmail, those ones. And then down here, perforate scarce again, 64 Ajman set. See, the perforated value is 1750. Well, I assume that the imperforate would be more. Anyway, then we just have some random Belgian stamps. Complete set here, actually. A 4 from 79. That, I guess, is a precursor for this page, which seems to be a massive amount of Belgish stamps. So, there's a whole bunch of different Belgish stamps. They're complete sets. This is one complete set here. Another complete set here. And yeah, so these are all just a bunch of different complete mint sets. A light hinge, so maybe not every single one of them is completely mint, but what are you gonna do? It's cool airplanes. Yeah, I did them vertically here, so like this, B59 to 63, 26. This is a complete set down to the 5 franc. I assume it's francs, I don't know. Another semi-postal complete set. This lady here. It's all the way down. These are a lot of semi-postals here. Pretty much the gist of it. Mint hinge to this building. And here's another semi-postal set. Complete set. I'm pretty sure I got these out of those dealer stock boxes. And, you know, as we look at these, as I'm thinking to myself, this is kind of probably what will be the rest of this album. You know, I'll show you where I've gotten. And I still have bags of complete mint sets that already my SD card filled up. I had to wait like 30 minutes to transfer all this to my computer, so I lost my place. But let's start again here. So I can't honestly remember where I was, but yeah, just a bunch of Belgish sets. I do like this one in the fact that it gets and gets and gets bigger and bigger, and it ends with these 2 big vertical stamps. And yeah, a bunch of semi-postals. So some of these have gum faults here, but this is also another set. Goes in rows. And oh, actually, hold up. This is its own set. And this is a set here. These guys. And then I guess we'll take a look at these. So yeah, one big massive page of Belgium and an awful lot of semi-postal stamps. Moving on to the next page. So, you know, this is kind of a weird one. I get a little disorganized with stuff. See, the whole gold foil thing, I ended up getting some of them just like they took forever in the mail, and I'd already moved pages and pages into this album, and then they show up, and I'm like, oh. So as much as I would have liked all of these to have been my gold foil spot, they didn't end up there. So anyway, let's start over here. These are from the APS store, and first one, Apollo Soyuz space astronauts, I guess. Then the American Revolution, then the American Bicentennial, and then Year of the Child here. So, little set here. I don't think this is actually a complete set, come to think of it, but yeah. Let's see, I paid $7.85, and the cat value was $17.50 for this. I see, I bought these individually. Paid $6, paid $6.30, paid $6.10. So, for a while here, I was trying to write what I paid versus the cat value, just for like fun comparison. Now, I had several of these holographic sous sheets. These are awesome. China, right? Yep, China. And so I actually have 4 of them. There's another one later on you'll see in the final section that I've worked on so far. But you can see a little bit better like this, a beautiful holographic sheet. And yes, they're meant to be vertical, but the lighting doesn't seem to want to do much here on this vertical sheet. But there you go, you can kind of see that. They're very beautiful. So I had several, and I just thought they were so pretty. And they're worth $8 a piece. Cat from China, right? 917. Released in 2000 to celebrate the 21st century. So anyways, these are just some really pretty sheets, and I just like them. I happen to have them. I figured why not dedicate some album space to them. Plus the whole Chinese stamps being a little bit more valuable-ish currently. I was like, let me save all these. Now over here, totally random sous sheets to begin with. Israel, Iceland, International Polar Year. Actually, both of these. This one's Greenland, though. I do like this one. This is a pretty sous sheet. And then, yeah, this whole set I had just bought a while ago, and they finally showed up, so they ended up here in the album. But Chad souvenir sheets. I paid $63 for 5 of these sheets, and they're very pretty sheets. Very nice looking sheets. I love the gold foil. I love the colors. I love the designs. They're just very good looking sheets. So, look at those guys. Not cheap, but they're all mint never hinged. And they're nice. And then I've got a little random imperforate China stamp with the little kid smiling. And then a Czechoslovakian postage due. This is flowers and national colors. Was this Israel? Egypt. Okay, from 82. There's some random stragglers here. There wasn't a whole lot of rhyme or reason to these pages, but what do we got here? Okay, so this is a complete set of 2 450 cat from 77. Yeah, cool. So yeah, anyways, kind of random pages there, whatever. Okay, so this is Japan. So we can call this pretty much my Japan section. Both of these pages are full-blown Japan. And I wonder if at this point in this album you guys can start to comprehend how much work it took to actually make it to this point. I mean, think about all the mounts, all of the cataloging. Yikes. To try and put things on here and have them be semi-organized. Actually, this whole thing is organized, but this is kind of weird where I think I kind of did this backwards just because of how the stack of glassines was. See, 57. Okay, so this goes oldest and then gets newer as you go up to the most recent stuff. Should be here, C85. So, anyways, I did put some pretty pictures of Japan. Very, very beautiful place. And, of course, they got the flag, or their symbol, and then some information, right? I love that picture, to be honest. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. So, let's start here at what would be the oldest stamps and work our way towards the more recent ones. And yeah, everything just kind of goes... now, I don't have every catalog number, but they should actually be in order. See? 639 to 40, then we go to 632, 631, 628, 614. So yeah, I'm missing some along the sequence here. I don't have every one. But I had quite a bit of them, and they were organized. So I ended up putting them in here and decided why not dedicate a page to Japan. And so you can just take a look. Most of these are actually a lot. By far of these are they never hinged. This is an awesome complete set of 12. From let's see, 66 to 67. Lots of cool fish here. Those are pretty. Switch hands. Got an Olympics Tokyo sous sheet. Yeah. 879 here from 66. Okay. I may not have everything perfectly organized as I'm looking at them, but for the most part, everything flows backwards, or it gets more recent as you go. So, neato Japanese stamps. Yeah, these were, I think, also from those dealer's stock boxes. These weren't really so much complete mint sets. They were like, you know, Japanese stamps. Just kind of running in series. Or a lot of them were sets, but they were only like this, like sets of 3, sets of 2. They just don't have very big sets. So it's actually a bit of work for this page to make it all, but now I get to enjoy it. It's just a nice looking page. And lots of neato stamps. Japanese stamps, you know, are nice. I like them. There's some funny sumo guys here. Yeah, they're pretty. You know, some country stamps I look at and they bore me. Like, to be honest, those like Austrian semi-postal stamps, those are kind of boring to me, even though I put a whole page of them. These stamps are way prettier, way cooler designs on them, if you ask me. And so, yeah, this whole section of Japanese stamps is beautiful. I love it. And you know, I'm actually kind of proud of this one, since they're all chronological. I like this Japanese section. So anyways, moving on. What do we have here? We start with more complete sets, I guess. Yeah, complete set of 7, issued to honor Hungarian painters. Up here. And then let's just go down. So this is a bunch of complete sets here. Now these are a little different. See, this one says 1966. Okay, you can see that there. All right, these ones. These ones say 1965. Okay, so similar but different. This one. These are semi-postals, actually, all of these. And then, so, okay, so see, like this one doesn't have a date. Okay. And then this is just its own series here, this one. So, yeah, these all go from top to bottom. And they're all different issues, and they're all complete sets in this big old block here of these Indonesian stamps. And then here's just a complete set of semi-postals. Indonesia as well. Complete set of 2. Here's more Indonesian semi-postals. There's 4 of them here. Indonesia, these are CTOs. Though I do like this one. Pretty cool. So up here, looks like 1966 set of 7, Hungary. This one always cracks me up. This is actually one of my, I think that's, the guy's expression is hilarious, and I don't know what's going on there, but every time that I see that stamp in my head, I'm just like, what the hell? Semi-postal here, some more Hungary stamps, sorry. Complete set of 3. Nice little selvage on the side. So this is a big complete set of 9 here. And this is also Hungary, mint never hinged. Bunch of soccer players. So, continuing on with Hungary, so apparently a little bit of Indonesia in here, but this is all actually mainly Hungary, these pages. And these big diamond stamps. This is a complete set of 10 from the 18th Olympic Games in Tokyo in 1964. Pretty awesome. Good looking set. And then we have another complete set of space achievements in space research from '64. So all of these guys. It's a nice looking set as well. They're cool. Okay, well let's take a look at this. So this is a complete set of 9. So this whole thing here is a set from '65. A bunch of different stuff going on. Helicopters, planes, balloons, satellite dish it looks like, penguins. That's cool. So Hungary. Here's a little set of 2 from Hungary. They've been overprinted from 1938. And then, yeah, I happen to have come across these big blocks here. This is a complete set of 8 from '59. So a bunch of different soldiers, what have it. So these are cool. So, kind of a big old section of Hungary there. And we'll just move right on. Okay, so, oops, I skipped the page. Okay, well, this is the beginnings of what will be Russia. And all I have in here so far are some mint sheets that used to be on my shelf, and they've actually been annoying me for a long time, just being on my shelf, because I don't want to damage them. And anyways, these, I was inspired to get them the hell out of my shelf so that I can use that space and not worry about them anymore. And so I decided, why not make a Russia section in the book? So obviously I have plenty of work to do. I'm going to start taking a bunch of stuff out of my Russia folder in my cabinets and begin the process of creating a Russia section. So, but these are the beginnings, and this also spurred me to go and look into some full sheet sized page protectors, and they weren't that hard to find. I did end up finding these, quite like them. There's a lot that come in a pack. These sheets just slipped perfectly into them. It's a beautiful thing. And so yeah, these are three sheets that I have. So this is a banner, Red Workers banner. So $2 per stamp CAD. So this is a sheet of 50, so 100 CAD. So I'd probably sell about 25, being a mint sheet. These are all numbers that I came up with, but yeah. Ew, that one has a stain. Frick! It's not mint. I guess I didn't realize that. So unused, whatever. Life goes on. Alright, so this one's the red banner. And these get higher denominations, so their CAT value increases each time. So this is 125 CAT, so I'd probably sell, I think I did about 25% was what I did my calculations based off of, so probably $31 is what you could sell this for. There's a little hair in there. I'm trying to get her out of there. Just doesn't want to go. Alright, I got it. So that one actually looks perfectly mint. Darn, I wish I'd noticed that stain on the other one. I would have labeled that correctly. Bummer. So anyway, so this one now we're at right 10. I'm not sure, probably ruples or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, so this one's 450 CAT per stamp. So 225 CAT, so it probably would sell for $56. And as I'm looking at it, I mean, I don't know, when I did this, I could have been drunk or whatever. There's a little stain there, so this isn't perfect. Mostly perfect, but it looks like you can even see on the back kind of little dot stains. Yeah, little imperfections, so it's not mint. Darn it. I mislabeled those guys. There's 2 of them. So anyways, this is the beginning of my Russia section. So, work in progress. This, I ended up, this is going to be, I decided, another page of random stamps that I like. Just like the kind of earlier on in the album, the page that had the cork stamps. You know, just kind of random stamps that I think are cool. I'm going to fill this out. I did put this in here to start it. Almost like a placeholder so that I could remember what I was going to do with these pages, what I decided. And these are Australia I do think these are funny. So I was just reading these guys, and this is a nice horizontal strip of 5, and I just thought these were kind of funny. So they made it into the album. Anyways, obviously plenty of work to do on that. Now we move on to the final section that I've completed here that I'm also proud of and I love. Just like the foil stamps, I had an idea and I said, why don't I go with holographic stamps? So yeah, I've had to purchase all of these. All of these are holographic. And this is the most recent stuff that I've done in this album. See these pretty holographic stamps, little fireworks, you can watch them explode. So this is a Celebrate 2000 sheet, so it should have been released like 1999 or something, right at the very end of the year would be my guess. Paid $14.58, right, complete sheet, never hinged. I was just reading in the album, or in the catalog, that you know, they sold these sheets in limited supply. Not that they're hard to get, but they were a limited supply. And they were mentioning the special design selvage that can come along with the stamp. And then, yeah, I mean, it can be in this entire sheet that says Celebrate 2000. So I have the whole sheet. I also have a single of it here. You can kind of see, and you move around, all the fireworks exploding. Very pretty stamp from Australia here to commemorate the 2000. And then let's take a look at these guys. Now this is from Japan. This is a 2013 set. A bunch of different constellations, and these are actually holographic only in certain little parts on the stamps. See, for example, like this stamp here, you can obviously tell these kind of banners or whatever that is. Oh, the horns of the bull are clearly holographic. And this is kind of like those gold foil stamps. Honestly, the kind of stuff that I'm not sure you can really get the full appreciation for just how pretty these holographic stamps are unless you're actually sitting here in front of them. I don't know how much justice the camera does, but these are a bunch of neato constellations, and they're all slightly holographic in certain spots. And just a really cool set from Japan. So anyways, I really like those. Those are awesome stamps. This is, let's see here. Where's this from? I can't remember. I'm drawing a big fat blank. Anyways, whatever. Beautiful holographic stamp. Can you guys even see it, I wonder? Look at the building. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. Anyways, but I was inspired. I thought, how can I top my gold foil stamps? Well, let me do a... So this is a cityscape in here. Let me do a whole holographic section. That's another thing that I've never seen in a stamp album, is straight up holographic section of stamps. Anyway, this one, the pretty butterfly. Yeah, and while they may not like move around all of them, they do have like holographic colors that change. This one actually does move. You can see it. It flaps its wings. The glare, of course, is messing with it. Go figure. But it's a pretty stamp from Poland. This is actually a Sioux sheet, and or no, not well. It's a Polish stamp, but it's a Japanese sheet. Nippon, right? So philatelic, right? Never hinged. So I paid about $40, whatever. Okay, this one's cool. Wolf hologram block. I think hopefully you guys can see these. These wolves. See them? They don't really move around, but when you move around yourself, you can see the different colors change, and you can see the wolves better. Those are awesome stamps. It's a very beautiful souvenir sheet. This holographic block of 4 is one of my more favorite wolf sheets. or holographic sheets, period. It's very pretty. It's very, very cool. With the little baby wolves. Alright. You gotta love it. I mean, they're super cool. Okay, so this is Finland. Oops, right here. I keep on needing to move this. Actually, yeah, this one I intentionally didn't stick all the way down. Hopes that I'd be able to move it so that people could see. It's just some trees right there. So that's cool. Here's that same Chinese sheet from before with the airplane taking off above the city. That guy's gorgeous. All of these are pretty beautiful. This is also very beautiful. This is a United Nations sheet here. Complete mint sheet. What's it say? Number 837 from 2003. Oh, it's New York. And this one is gorgeous. I really wish that, you know, it wasn't such a pain in the butt with the glare and the camera, but this is an absolutely stunning sheet when it's in front of you. Gosh darn glare. Well, anyways, see if I just move along. That is a very beautiful sheet, and I'm a huge fan of this sheet. It's just very pretty. So anyways, I absolutely love this United Nations sheet. And then these here are actually Christmas seals from A-Land, and they're holographic. They've got pretty sparkly designs. They don't have the same design on all of them. They're a little bit different. They're different years, right? So 2000 is this guy, right? They're holographic Christmas ornaments. They're pretty. The 2001 is this guy, and 2002 here. All of them are very, very pretty, and they're just Christmas seals. They're not even legitimate stamps. Now this guy is from Bhutan. I actually just recently finally got this. This is a true holographic stamp, which is very difficult to do justice on this camera, but it's a holographic stamp. It's pretty thick as well. And so, moving on. This is actually as far as I've gotten in this album so far. So this is what will be the end of my holographic section. I do actually intend, if possible, if I can find enough that I like, to fill out the rest of these pages with purely holographic stamps. It's going to take a little bit of time since I'm broke, and I need to find them. So if you guys have any suggestions for really pretty holographic stamps that I haven't found in here or put in this album yet, let me know. That'd be great. So yeah, this A-Land stamp, just only there is holographic on the Sioux sheet, but I think it's a ship, if I'm not mistaken, a sailing ship there. Kind of hard to see. Now this guy, I actually just really like this block. I think this is a beautiful stamp. It's kind of high value stamp. Only the X is actually holographic on these. However, that's a beautiful block of 4. I paid $25 for that. Those are self-adhesives. This one is pretty neat. Now this is actually from North Korea, and this really is a holographic, just like that Bhutan stamp on the other page. Even though it won't move, this one you can kind of see the cubs playing around, and it's thick as well. You know, these holographs, they have a feel to them. Like if you run your nail on them, it like gives you chills. This is like a true holograph, where we may be calling all of these holographic, like this little X is holographic, sure, okay, but when I think hologram, this is honestly really what I think, right? The movement that comes along. And interesting that this one ended up being North Korea. I actually didn't know that when I bought it. I just knew that I thought it was cool and I liked it and I wanted it. And so I ended up getting that. I love that one. This one I had bought quite a while ago, The Art of Magic. This is just available everywhere. It's on Mystic. I paid $7.50 for it. I made it so that you can flip it up. You can see the rabbit go in and out of the hat. So another true holograph. These are just cool and unique. So I love that guy. That's super cool. This one, this sheet here, Mongolia. This is a bunch of horses. As we know, Mongolians are all about their horses. And this is another one, just like that United Nations sheet, that, to be honest, is totally freaking beautiful. And I can tell as I'm watching through my camera here, I'm not able to do this sheet justice. Especially with the goddamn glare, but yeah, very cool. You can see the horses become more obvious as you move. This is a very beautiful sheet from Mongolia, and yeah, it's just, I'm sorry to say, I wish it was easier through the camera, guys, but it's a very pretty sheet. Lots of cool horses. And anyways, this one here, Canada, the Millennium sheet, hologram dove. So I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you can see it. There's actually a dove there, and it flaps its wings as you move the sheet. It's very pretty, huh? That one's kind of mesmerizing. It's like dreamy. Yeah, very, very pretty sheet. You can see the dove flap his wings. And sorry, my camera stopped. And it changes from 99 to 2000 as he's flapping. So that is super duper cool. I love that sheet. And then the final sheet that I have here is from Mongolia as well. And this one has some Zeppelin balloons. So yeah, you can hopefully see. Yeah, you can see at least the bottom of it. Pretty cool holographic Zeppelins. Makes them look 3D, as all of these holographs kind of do. And they're very cool. So anyways, I've been thoroughly enjoying this holographic section, and yeah, it's still a work in progress, but you know, let me switch the camera around. Just like everything, it takes time and it costs money, but I've been really enjoying the journey of building this album. It's a lot of work, and you know, I go on and off. Like it's probably been 2 weeks since I've even touched this thing, to be honest. Sometimes I just feel like taking a break, and then some days I just go crazy and I go like 10 hours in a row and just hammer out a bunch of work. So I do it as I please, as I feel. I never really seem to know like when or how much work I'm going to do. It just happens naturally. And yeah, I'm very pleased with how this album is going so far. I think it's a unique album. I think it's cool. You know, yeah, I've been trying to be a little creative, and I love the gold foil section. I love the stamp, the embossed gold coins, and the unique stamps from Sierra Leone, and the kind of just more unique issues like the cork stamps and the Swarovski crystals and the Rock of Gibraltar, and then there's old cool stamps in here too, and you know, all kinds of different stuff, right? Sous sheets, blocks, covers. I've been trying to make this into something special, and I love the holographic stamps. When I had that idea, I was like, yes, I'm doing it. So anyways, there's one more that I'm realizing I kind of missed here. This is an Indonesian tobacco tax revenue strip. Now this actually has a holographic strip on it right there, so that's what landed it on this page. It's pretty, isn't it? And yeah, so some tobacco revenue strip from 2013. Now something that I actually hate is I got this from India, and however the guy packaged it, when I went to cut the package open, I actually cut the stamp, and I was like, oh my freaking god, are you kidding me? I knew it as soon as I closed the scissors. I thought, oh shit, did I cut that stamp? And I did. I looked at the picture and it was actually perfect, so that was my fault. But overall, it's still in pretty good shape. This thing was relatively cheap. I mean, I paid a couple bucks, so no big deal. But That was sad. You guys got to be careful, huh? Be careful when you're opening your packages. Christ. So anyways, that's the final thing. I missed that guy. But that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the look at this big fat bad boy. And yeah, I still have more work to do, although I'm already at the point where the buckles are hard to get clasped because it's just getting so thick. And I still have one more whole section of pages to go, but I hate to say I'm not sure if I'm really going to fill this last section out. This I might end up having to cut out, and I might only go this much further into the album and then actually be done. Although this is still quite a bit of pages, especially front and back on these triple extra large pages, so there's still plenty of stuff to put in here, lots of work to do yet. But I just don't know if I'm gonna be able to physically fit stamps on all of the rest of these pages here and still have the clasps work. Just to talk, I have even been considering, here, let me close this. Whew. I've been considering extending these clasps. I've looked into it. There's things that you can do to extend these, like I could literally cut the clasp. Oh, it's kind of dark. I could cut the clasp at the leather and then sew on an extension piece, or maybe I could put some kind of, ring or something in here and another lobster clasp on the ring to reach this clasp. Or anyways, I've just been considering options of how to extend the clasps. And as it is now, see, it's hard to do with one hand. It's borderline as is. I don't think I can do it with one hand, but yeah, I need two hands. But you can see with two hands I can get it on. I can still close this book right now, but it's practically at max capacity for these clasps, and I'm not done. So that's kind of a problem that I'll have to solve, but not a huge deal. I'll figure something out. Luckily, being a mechanic, a fairly capable guy in general, I have ideas, and I'm sure I'll be able to come up with some way to secure these clasps or extend them. But shame to have to cut them or something, but I might. We'll see. We'll see what I end up doing. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the update. This is a true labor of love for me, and I think I'm making something special here. If you guys enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. It helps me out. And it will probably be quite a while until I do an update, which will probably be the final video for this binder. Once I've done, I'll make another video, and we'll get to see how I finished this thing off. But for now, take care. Thanks for watching. Be well, everybody, and I'll see you on the next episode.